Joe Manchin went on the Sunday shows to do his, "Aw, shucks, isn't bipartisanship and compromise awesome?" routine. So let's go ahead and check that out, and then I'll come back and break it down.
Did your threat of not running for re-election convince Chuck Schumer to back down on the government shutdown?
I don't think so at all. No, Chuck, you know, I've said this whole bantering back between Chuck and the president, that's New Yorkers talking to each other. I don't understand that language, but that's how they talk. Now, when Chuck and I talk, we talk West Virginia to New York. That's a little different. And I said, Chuck, this place sucks.
So why are you running?
I said it. Because
if it sucks, why are you running for re-election?
Because I think I can make it better. I think I can contribute to bringing people together. I'm not giving up on it. I mean, this is a small price to pay for the great country I've had the privilege of living in and being an American. So I'm not going to give up on it. I don't have one Republican that I consider not my friend. They're all my friends. And I want to work with them.
If the shutdown had continued,
if
the shutdown continued, would you have not filed for re-election?
Oh, I'd have been hollering a lot louder probably. I don't think Chuck had the stomach to go on, and he, you know, he plays a part differently than, and I don't understand where, but I understand the dynamics of our caucus is much different. The Democrat caucus is, buddy, that's a big tent, Chuck. That is a big tent. And I just said, I come from West Virginia. I'm representing my state. I'm not a Washington Democrat. I'm a West Virginia Democrat. That's a little different.
Let me decode all of that for you. I want to cave and give the Republicans everything they want while claiming to be the most virtuous because I'm bipartisan. That's what Joe Manchin just said. Hey, I'm not a New York Democrat. You know how those New Yorkers are. Hey, you know who a New Yorker is? Right here. There are a lot of people like me in New York. You know how those New York hardline fucking far left people? I don't know about that. I'm not a New York Democrat. I'm a West Virginia Democrat. That's him saying, oh, I'm basically a Republican. And he said, Chuck didn't have the stomach to go on. Why would he say that? Well, Chuck didn't have the stomach because he was hearing from Joe Manchin and others in the Democratic caucus, probably Claire McCaskill and others, and they're like, we don't like this shutdown business. You're going to do a shutdown to try to protect Dreamers, which 83% of the American people want to support? I don't know. In my state, we don't have that many Dreamers, so I want to fold immediately and give the Republicans everything they want. So it was Joe Manchin and the Blue Dogs that held Chuck Schumer hostage, even though Chuck Schumer's weak and he can't wait to fold anyway. But the big tent Joe Manchin is talking about is, hey, us Democrats have a party where we have people who believe in Democratic shit and people who believe in Republican shit in the same party. Isn't that great? No, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. He says, I can contribute to bringing people together. What if that's the problem? Because whenever we come together, it's always coming together to do right-wing ideas, never coming together to do left-wing ideas. But more importantly, it's never coming together to do the left-wing ideas that the American people overwhelmingly want you to do. Like, for example, protection for the Dreamers, like net neutrality, like protecting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, so on and so forth. So just every time you hear Joe Manchin talk about bipartisanship and compromise and bringing people together, run for the hills. Because the last bipartisan move Joe Manchin did is he supported more deregulation of Wall Street. Now, in his mind, he thinks, oh, this is great. I'm being bipartisan, and West Virginia is a right-leaning state, so by me doing what the Republicans want, that's helping my re-election campaign. That's not true. Because the people of West Virginia actually want somebody who's populist. That's what they want. And you, by deregulating Wall Street, that's the opposite of populism. So in your overly calculating approach to try to appeal to the people of West Virginia, you're actually hurting yourself more. Because what's going to happen is either the Republican is going to win in the next election, or Paula Jean Swearengin, the Democratic primary opponent, is going to unseat you. You remember when Bernie did the town hall in West Virginia in a room full of Trump supporters, and they all applauded Bernie when he said, I'm for Medicare for all and a living wage? They were like, yeah, we like that stuff. So maybe if you fight for that, Joe, you'll be really popular. Instead of always saying bipartisanship and compromise and giving the Republicans exactly what they want, which is not making anybody's life in West Virginia any better.